I as a dreamer, and I in a dream. We dream during sleeping. In a dream there is an I, an individual being, people around this being, and this world. During a dream, that individual self in a dream should be I, undoubtedly. In the dream you will live with feelings of joy, anger, sorrow, and pleasure as usual. The moment you wake up, you will know that the I and the people around you in the dream were all illusions. And you surely know that you are the dreamer, not the I in the dream. Likewise, there are billions of characters in a dream, a phenomenal universe that the consciousness creates. In that dream, there must be one character who deludes themselves as I. At the moment of waking up from the dream, the character believed to be I will disappear without a trace, and only the consciousness which dreamed will remain. Therefore, I am the consciousness of the dreamer, not an individual entity in a dream. Only during the dream do I mistakenly recognize a deluded being as being me. When you eat beef, the beef will be taken inside to become part of the body of a human being. The continuous circling of the food chain is echoed in the organic function of making the phenomenal universe exist and be sustained. There is just a moving from this body to that body. All sentient beings in the manifested universe are capable of taking other beings' lives. That is the truth. So we need to know that killing is wrong and comes from dualistic discrimination and the ego of humanity. Why do we say that animals have life, but plants don't? We have to throw away such a childish thought. When we see a movie, the screen is a support. Without it, the image will scatter in space. But with the support of the screen, the image will appear using the light shot through the film. There appear various scenes on the screen during the movie. Sometimes there is a fire, or at other times people die in a war. But after playing the movie, all these scenes will disappear and only the screen, the image support mechanism, will remain. Any horrible scene manifested on the screen will not infect it. Our original nature is like the screen. Although billions of beings and events are manifested in true nature, all things manifested will disappear soon enough. But true nature is always there, before the phenomenal universe was born or after it disappears. However, unenlightened people cling to a single scene and suffer as a result. All your lives, events, and the karmic affinity of the past have already passed by. Only ignorant people are attached to the past in their minds, living in suffering. The future also doesn't exist because it is not yet manifest. For us, there exists only here and now. When your consciousness remains always awake in the here and now, enlightenment will appear by itself. True nature will not be tainted in any situation. There is only a delusion that it is tainted. All things are a kind of play, a festival. The middle way. It is the middle way that is disconnected from dualistic discrimination, such as right, wrong, good, evil, etc. There is no reason to discriminate dualistically. Why? It is all the truth because all phenomena exist in pairs, as relative concepts manifested from the Absolute. How can things that are not true come out? Although what is happening may seem not right from your perspective, it is the truth. To judge it not true is not the truth. Cognition has to be in pure consciousness, staying within true nature. If you are able to be influenced, brainwashed and filled with blind faith by the individual consciousness in the relative manifested world, you cannot realize the truth. Now let us sum up. When you put together the absolute and the relative picture, what does it look like? It will appear to be the relative objective world. But the basis of the world is the absolute. The manifestation is relativeness. But the absolute exists already in the foundation. The absolute cannot be cognized as an individual entity. But even though it is not cognized, not manifested, it exists and it is true existence. Manifested beings seem to exist due to being seen. But in fact, they are illusions due to being born and dying. All the explanations above should be understood deeply in your head. You have to realize that I, as subject, is not the body-mind complexity like the dust of the manifested world, but true nature itself, the absolute. In other words, cultivating the body and mind is not the right practice. Why do you cultivate the body-mind? The body-mind is not I, but an illusion. True practice is to be aware of it as it is. All that pure consciousness manifested from true nature has to do is to become aware. If you see things as they are, here and now, you will know that all things arising in the body and mind, any thoughts, words, actions, emotions, senses, and all beings, events, and phenomena in the manifested universe have to be born and die. Because of birth and death, they are impermanent beings. When you understand impermanence, no self will be realized within you by itself. Nowadays, many spiritual truth seekers try to cultivate their bodies and minds. It is because they think there is taint and ego in their bodies and minds. But the true I, the true nature, could not be tainted by anything due to its purity. It is clarity itself. That is the original face. Don't be deluded or confused. The true nature, the true I, is always clean, free, happy, and peaceful. We have to realize true nature as the true self, instead of suffering from dualistic discrimination and defilement within a small body.